those who are the best at what they do have all stolen and copied and taken inspiration from others. I think to be a creative, especially when you're first starting out, you have to copy and steal from others. I was just in Calgary and I was traveling with a couple of tattoo artists, and there's so many overlaps between many different self-employed entrepreneurs, let's say, with photography. But even with one thing that the tattoo artists specifically still do, and I think is really cool, is the old school mentality of an apprenticeship. So in photography, the old school way of learning to be a photographer is to go work on set of a big photographer in your area and assist and take crap and, you know, sweep up and learn and soak up everything kind of from this person as you can, so that you can one day open up your own studio. And I think today's world, with the internet and the availability of you know, taking in everything for free, that, or at least, you know, quickly buying a camera and being like, what are these quick little things? Okay, now I can go charge some money for it. That kind of world of today, it kind of cheapens and shortcuts a lot of it for photography. But for tattooing, I think there's still that mentality of having to go the old school way of, you know, working at a shop and having them, you know, just soaking up all that information for the X amount of time, and then being trusted on other people, and then being, you know, watched while you're doing it. And that like, you know, that oversight is something that's kind of lacking in the photography world. You can still do it, but most people don't. I didn't. So I feel like a lot of people don't do that traditional route anymore. But all to say is that when you're starting out, you're copying. You're taking in this, like, what did this photographer do? Oh, okay, how was it lit? Okay, let me try to recreate this lighting. Let me look at this image and let me try to recreate the lighting this way. And not taking it and let me make it my own, but no, let me try to copy it to a T, because to be honest, if you're a commercial photographer, you're going to be doing a whole lot of that. A whole lot of directors being like, look at this image on Pinterest. Can you do the exact same thing for me, but with this product or with this thing? But you have to be able to dissect this lighting and be like, okay, this is how it's done. But the more you do that, the more you understand that, like, oh, this simple image maybe isn't as easy as it looks to recreate. The more you do that, the more you copy, the more you steal, the more you try to recopy or carbon copy an image, whether that's in tattooing and you're re-stenciling an old drawing, or it's in photography and you're trying to recreate this image that you see online, and then you're like, wow, how is the glare on that piece of glass not look like the one that's on my piece of glass? Why do I have a reflection here and this image doesn't? So you have to do this copying and this stealing from others in order to get better at your own craft. You're not going to learn to make things your own or have your own style until you really, you know, hone in on the techniques around you. You know, you don't need to learn everything. You don't need to know everything before you have your own voice, but you have to copy and you have to take in, you know, inspo from around you. You have to be like, look at this shot, and can I recreate it? And then, yeah, maybe you can share or talk language that is yours, but don't feel guilty about stealing shit or taking things from others and trying to get better at your craft. We've all done it. Everyone still does it, and that's how you grow, and that's how you build your confidence on set too. You know, you have more skills, you have more knowledge. You can be like, oh, I can whip this out if I need to, or if I'm in this kind of situation, I know this lighting scenario works, or if I'm in this kind of situation, whatever it is. You know, I'm spitballing examples here, but in order to know what you're doing, you have to be able to understand you can't make something your own before you know what it is that you're doing. You have to take in the rigid structure that came before you, which is one of the great things about being alive today, is there's always a history behind you in whatever industry, so you're able to kind of stand on the shoulders of the giants that came before you. It just deepens your repertoire of knowledge. You don't need to feel guilty. You actually do need to copy and steal and take in from others, and you'll be way better in the long run. Anyway, short and sweet for this one, but yeah, thanks for watching. Maybe leave a like on your way out and subscribe if you haven't. I'll see you in a couple days. Later.